Hi, this is Manny with notwaitingtolive.com, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to negotiate the best new car price in 3 simple steps. I am a former Mercedes-Benz car salesman, and I have helped thousands of people save time and money on their next vehicle purchase. I make these videos to bring exposure to my website, notwaitingtolive.com, as well as exposure to this YouTube channel. In addition to the 3 simple steps I'm going to cover, I'm also going to teach you 4 great buying tips that could save you a significant amount of money. And the last tip that I'm going to give you could potentially double the discount that you would get off of MSRP. This is a little known car buying tip. Most car buyers do not know about it, and it's definitely worth sticking through to the end of the video to find out what it is. Now, one thing I want to say about negotiation before I continue, no car dealer is going to sell you a car for a price they're not comfortable selling it to you for. So you need to work off of the car dealer's reality and not your own. The way to do this is to use the strategy that I've laid out to get the best new car price. Now, buying a new car is different than negotiating a used car. So I've made a separate video which you can check out on this channel about negotiating the best used car price. The first step in negotiating a new car purchase is actually timing your visit to the dealership. Car buying is a month-by-month business, and salespeople are typically on 100% commission, and they have their own unit goals. So they will be most likely to give an additional discount towards the end of the month. The best way to time your visit is to go on the slowest days of the week. Going on a Monday instead of a Saturday could be worth a 0.5 percentage point MSRP, which on a $35,000 car might be a couple $100. Going at the end of the month instead of the beginning of the month could be worth a 0.5 percentage point MSRP, which again could be a couple $100 on a $35,000 car. The single best day in a year to purchase a new car is on January 1. And there's a really good reason for it. Unbeknownst to most car buyers, most car dealerships' fiscal year ends on January 1. So a couple important insights to take away. The end of December is on January 1, so you have car salesmen working towards their own end of month goals, but more importantly, the end of the fiscal year is the last chance for the managers to hit their unit goals for the year. So they're more likely to give you a bigger discount. And according to TrueCar data from it was 2011 and 2015, the discount on January 1 was 1.5 percentage points greater than the average discount on a car just during an average day of the year. So that particular day and actually the day before New Year's are significantly, New Year's Eve is significantly better than the rest as far as getting a new car discount. Now, I want to interject here and also say that if you do like the content in this video, please like the video below and leave comments. That's the way that the YouTube algorithm picks up these videos and actually gets my video exposure. So something as simple as a like really does help me out a lot. Now, the second step in the new car buying process is to do your research. And the research is as simple as using a site like TrueCar.com to find out what the car that you're shopping for has sold for recently. So it's important to focus on actual sell-for prices because we're working off of the car dealer's reality. So you'll see MSRP and an average sale price and a lowest sale price. If you just work off of the lowest 3 sale prices recently for your specific car that you're targeting, that should give you a realistic expectation of the offer that you could make that they would accept. So when you go into the actual dealership and they give you an offer and you make a counter offer, they know that you're working off of a realistic number. And that helps you when you go into the third step. So buying a car is not as simple as waiting until January 1 because the timing for your specific car might not work out. If you want a hot, very popular mid-size SUV, it really might not be there at the end of the year in December or January. You might have to buy it while you can, and in those situations, your best time to make a purchase might be during the Memorial Day sales. If you're looking for a large pickup truck or Ford F-150, Chevy Silverado, you might be thinking October during the new model year changeovers, where you would expect 10% plus for an MSRP discount. And the way that you can coordinate yourself, depending on what car you're buying, what time of year, what the reacher is saying, is just to run a heat check, where you take an actual offer that you received and you shop that offer across 3 or more dealerships. And it's as simple as sending an email to somewhere nearby, or potentially even out of state, and ask them what they would be willing to offer on the car. And depending on the time of the year and the specific car that you're buying, you're going to see the price move a little bit. Now, all these steps, we're talking about saving an additional 1% to 1.5 percentage points. So again, on a $35,000 car, a few $100, maybe $500. These aren't massive changes, but it should give you a chance to coordinate yourself in your buying process. And as far as what I would say car negotiation for price, it's as simple as that. But there's still a lot of money at stake beyond these 3 steps. And one of the biggest steps is in financing. If you're a cash buyer, do stick around, because I do have a big tip for you at the end. But whenever you go to a car dealership, you're going to go in and you're going to take a test drive, and the process is almost always the same. They're going to bring you back to the cubicle and they're going to write you up an offer. And by that point, you've either told them to run your credit score, where they'll give you actual rates for financing, or they're going to put in some dummy numbers, which are usually higher than market rates, just to be safe. In either case, you shouldn't worry about this, because your focus should be on the price of the vehicle. Don't get distracted by financing. But you should be aware that most car dealers have the option to shop your rate across multiple financial institutions. So depending on your credit score, you might attract interest from different institutions, and they might make an offer or have a partnership with the car dealership. Not all do, but some do, and they might say, well, yeah, we'll give this loan at 5%, but if you get it at 6%, we'll kick you back $500. So the car dealer has some incentive to offer you a higher rate. So when they walk back to your cubicle and they say, yeah, we agree on price, here's our financing offer, it's at 6% or whatever percentage it might be, just be aware that there might be an opportunity to lower that rate. It's not always the case. Sometimes you're offered a number and it's the real number and that's all it is, it doesn't move. But the way that you can check this number is to run a heat check on the financing as well. So you can either come prepared with your own financing, which again is just a number, a valuation of a rate, and it's just good to compare it to either the car dealer or compare the car dealer to somebody else. So you can come with your own financing, or look at the car dealer's offer, take a step back, go see if you can find car financing through another institution. And so you're aware, I mean, a 1 percentage point on a car financing, so $35,000, 6 months, could be worth $15, $20 a month. I mean, we're talking about $1,000. That's significant. I mean, in the context of MSRP, I mean, that's like getting a 3% discount or a 1% discount off MSRP. That's something to pay attention to, not to overlook. Another tip that you should consider, I don't think that there's a right answer for this approach, but do be aware when you do bring a trade-in, and it's usually the first thing that happens, you go to a dealership, they ask you if you have a trade-in, somebody else starts working on that trade-in and evaluating it. You need to understand that the easiest place to move $500 around is between your trade-in and your new car purchase. So if you're trying to haggle on price on the new car and they are willing to go that extra step and lower it $500 extra, be aware that they might just be also giving you $500 less for your trade-in. It's a lot simpler from just evaluating your deal perspective by leaving the trade-in out of it. But logistically, understand that it is more convenient to bring your trade-in while you're having the test drive and having that process take place at the same time. It's more convenient to have that taken care of on the same day, as opposed to coming in later, or even at the end of the deal being like, oh yeah, by the way, I would like to trade in my car after all, surprise. You know, that adds real time and money. What you could stand to save here might potentially be $500 to $1,000 by playing a game with the trade-in part of this. Another tip I want to give you, this is not the biggest tip, but it's a real tip. Watch out for manufacturer rebates. So a dealer rebate, the dealer gives you a discount. Or when the dealer marks off a price, they're giving you a discount. When a manufacturer rebate is at stake, it's important to be aware that the manufacturer is paying the dealership. So if you're buying a $35,000 car and the manufacturer is offering a $3,000 rebate, so let's say it's October, November, there's new models out, they're trying to move the old model, they're giving a manufacturer rebate. Be aware that the dealer is getting reimbursed for this money. So they're taking the car, they're selling it to you for $32,000, but the dealer's making the $35,000 on it. If you're aware of this, you'll be willing to look for an even bigger discount. So the way to approach manufacturer rebates is to say, hey, let's leave manufacturer rebate out of this. What could I get off of this car, regardless of the manufacturer rebate, and make sure you got your timing, your research, run a heat check just for the car by itself. Then tack on the manufacturer rebate and start cutting into it. So maybe you try and get additional money off of that, because you know that the dealer's going to be reimbursed for that amount. So ask for half of it or 2/3 of it, or you could even, depending on how much need that the dealership is in, you might ask for all of the manufacturer rebate as an additional discount, because again, they're getting that reimbursed. But what I want to end with is the biggest tip. Seriously, the biggest tip that could double your MSRP discount, and that's to purchase a loaner car. So car dealers, particularly larger car dealers that have a service garage, they will have vehicles on their lot that are set aside for loaner cars. When people come in to have their car worked on, they'll have many different model options, and these cars collect several thousand miles, typically less than 10,000 miles, over a period of 90 to 180 days. And once they've been used as service, the dealer sells those vehicles. So when you are at the lot, you may or may not see any loaner cars available. But what these cars are, they're new cars with 3, 5, 10,000 miles on them, and they are going to be discounted even deeper than the car would have been new. So you'll see an extra 5 to 10% MSRP discount because this car has so many miles. And the best way to approach a loaner car deal is to ask the car salespeople in advance, give them a call, say, hey, let them know what you're interested in as far as the car segment, and ask them, when do you release your loaner cars? When are your next ones scheduled to release? It was common with Mercedes that people would be in the market for a particular car, and we could say that, well, in a month, something very similar to what you're looking at is going to come out, and it hasn't been spoken for yet. Would you be interested in that? Because that would be a way to get a deeper discount. And this is common practice, not at just Mercedes, but Ford, Chevy, Kia, wherever you have a service garage. So just keep your eye out for that tip. Again, if you like the content in this video, please like the video, leave some feedback below, and make sure to check out this channel for other useful car buying tips and negotiation tactics. If you have any questions, ask me and send me an email, Manny@notwaitingtolive.com.